Hey, it's Alqui, and today we're gonna read some creepy stories. And the site I'm gonna use to read the stories are the site Insider, and he has this has an article about some real ghost stories and told by people. So I'm gonna read some of them, and let's go. First one. That is the ghost of a young boy who lives in your house that our guests have seen. We rent from the original owner and there is no bad history, but a dozen people haven't seen him walking around upstairs. I leave my phone on the nightstand at night and I often find hundreds of scribes open on the notepad when I wake up. This is a story by editor Solid Voice. So apparently, uh, the ghost of a young boy get his notepad and write or leave notes to him. Okay, that is just strange. What's her name? One night, when my daughter was 2.5 years old, we were home alone talking right before bed. We were playing a game where we gave all her stuffed animals silly names. Name the last one and she asks, "What's her name?" I said something along the lines of, "Oh, honey, we already named everyone." She then points to the blank wall and says, "That little girl." Now, I don't know if it was just an overactive imagination or something else. All I know is that I freaked me out enough to sleep with the lights on for the next few weeks. The editor Mama Lana. So this one is the good one because people say like the child can see things like some kids have imaginary friends, and there are some people who say that the imaginary friends can be spirits, can be ghosts, or even guardian angels. Depends on what you believe. But I like this one. I like this one, and I read this one before, because I was trying to see if I can read in English, and something pops up in my mind because he named animals stuffed animals. So in theory, when she says little girl, she's thinking that the little girl is a stuffed animal. So this part is kind of silly, kind of don't make sense, kind of the person just elaborate or over create the narrative. Anyway, let's go. The ghost of a country music fan. I lived alone in an old house in the historic district of Memphis. I'd often get woken up in the middle of the night to country music come from the radio. I don't listen to country music on the radio, and the radio had a dial. I have to change the dial back to my normal station while I was getting ready for work in the morning. Editor High Heel Bin. Whoa, this one is good because if he has to synchronize the new station for the counter station, and when he works up, he needs to change back to his normal station, it means like the radio really changed, because if he says he don't listen that other radio, he's really curious because what exactly can happen to change the station manually like that. So this is a good one. We have no idea where the glass came from. One night my mom heard a crash noise in our kitchen, but figured I was up and dropped something. The next morning my dad walked downstairs and thought there was ice on the kitchen floor, but he said after looking at it, the ice wasn't melting. It was glass shards. They cleaned up the glass, which was on the floor, countertops, and even under the lip of the countertops along the top of some drawers cabinets. It was if someone stood back and threw glass object at the wall or something. Or it's like someone just threw the glass, the object to the wall and explodes and a lot of pieces falling on the kitchen. We had no idea what it was from. Their glass was too thick to be enough the vases or glasses or even some bowls in the house. We had a huge family meeting in the kitchen trying to figure out what happened and where the glass came from. We still have no idea. Okay, this one is good because they don't have idea where the glass came from, and they don't have anything broken because they would notice it. But I have to say that I can easily find some explanations like uh, the light can blow up the some part of the table, the cabinets. So it's like maybe something that they don't look because can be upstairs in the balcony, like I don't know, maybe not, but for me it's like can easily a bowl of the light can blow and you take ages to notice it because they they still working or they don't work that much. I don't know, maybe not, or maybe yes. There was a ghost playing tricks on me. I'm sure there was a ghost playing tricks on me. One evening I was watching TV while sitting on the sofa and I have a rubber band in my hand and I flick it across the room in an arc behind the TV. Next thing I know, it drops on my head. There wasn't enough power to bounce off the walls. I have no idea how it ended up on my head. Editor Testachumo. This one is good because if he say the rubber band made an arc falling behind the TV, obviously can bounce back. Cannot bounce back. So it's really crazy how come back to his head. So this one is good. This one is really good. My parents had to take down the wallpaper. I have memories as a young child in a certain house. Several very bizarre things happened. I have no logical explanation for them. The best I can do to explain them logically are hallucinations, but I have never experienced anything away from that home. The oldest one to me had to do with my new wallpaper. We had to change it. It had dinosaurs on it. I would see the dinosaurs marching around and killing each other. This happened during the same times several nights until we took it down. Okay, that is unusual. Items used to move and get through on their own accord. A particular favorite was a rocking chair. It would change positions and rock. One night when my grandparents were staying over, I woke to find someone I didn't know in the chair who looked strange. A stuffed animal walked one time. I woke with the scratches that looked like nails. Maybe it was just my brain, but I remember it was that way. The scratches are really strange. So he mentions a lot of things. First of all, he has that image of the dinosaurs just march and kill each other. That really can be hallucination, but is really strange. He really needs to investigate that. The second one, let me see, the things that change positions, change locations on the house, on the house. This is really good because it's like something that really happens when people say that they are haunted, because things just don't get don't stay in the places. That one's good. And he has someone he don't know in the chair. That one is crazy because if you see someone you don't know just hanging out in the chair, that is crazy. And he starts to getting scratches. Sometimes this can be really you hurting yourself, because if you're not sleeping well you can easily scratch yourself. But if he was in a place that is really difficult to access, or he is using a blouse and scratches appear under the blouse, that is strange. Some people say that they really have some encounters like that. Mary Todd Lincoln is, oh boy. I went to a Lincoln exhibit when I was very young. There was a rocking chair, and as soon as I saw a woman in period dress with brown hair igniting something and rocking in the chair. After like 2 seconds, the image vanished. I would attribute it to imagination, except the image was very vivid and clear, and I never seen anything like that. Okay, that one I didn't like that much because it can easily be just your brain making things make sense, because when you look like the sky and the clouds make some forms, that time your brain are trying to make things look like something to make sense. Your brain always trying to look logic. I don't know. It's okay. She screamed in my ear. When I lived in Minnesota, I would go over to my friend's house a lot. One day I was sitting on the couch watching TV and I heard a girl screaming in my right ear. It was like she was screaming at the top of her lungs, but the volume was turned down, so it wasn't the true volume of a scream. There was nothing there, obviously, so I just wore it off. Well, a week or so later, one of the guys wiped his head around and said, "I just heard a girl screaming." We both knew there was no one else in the house. I didn't hear a girl screaming, but then neither did anyone else when she screamed in my ear. I don't think she was mean or bad. I think she was sad, lonely, wanting attention, and I felt bad that I could reach out to her. Sorry for getting. Anyway, this one is good because some people really say that they can listen things. Some people see, and other people just listen. That one is really good. But I need to say that I don't know if it's true, but there is a theory I saw really long time ago. I don't know if it's real or if it was just a made up story, that sounds can travel in time, if you know what I mean. Like if you made a particular sound right now in a particular ambient or room, that sound can, you know, uh, take the walls, travel to air, and one day the same sound can come back to the same place. I don't know. Now that I'm talking loud, that sounds really impossible, but it's just ghost. Stuff started hitting the side of the closet door. I was late night gaming. My dog was hanging out with me, and I started to bark into the dark bedroom. When I went to check it out, I could hear fingernails scratch inside my bedroom closet. As I got closer to the scratching, it started getting quieter. The song stopped when I was right in front of the closet. Crash! Stuff started hitting the inside of the closet door. I ran straight outside. No way I was going to stay in there alone. 20 minutes go by and my buddy comes over to check things out with me. I opened the closet to find all my clothes in the hangers all over the floor of the closet. We searched every wall in the ceiling for any secret openings, no secret doors to be found. This one is really cool because crazy. And this one is why one time ago I made a podcast talking about ghosts. And I said, like, some ghosts are kind of assholes because they move things over, they scream on your ear, or even they just throw your stuff out, make a mess on your closet. So this type of ghosts are bad for the reputation of ghosts. But other ghosts are cool because you need to be cool. You need to be nice to people. Like, Anyway, and by the way, this one can easily be some animal trapped inside the closet, or even behind the closet, and he can. Anyway, is one explanation, even though don't make all sense. When I was younger, I was helping my aunt clean our office she was hired to clean. A lot of stuff happened there. The one that spooked me the most was when I was emptying trash cans while my aunt vacuumed and my brother did dishes. Suddenly, a man's voice whispered in my ear, "Siu, siu, siu," kind of like he was playing with a toy gun. We were the only people there. Okay, I sorry because my English was not very good to read this one. But yeah, if the ghosts say kill, 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 siu, 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 it's okay. You just clean. Anyway, one day when my daughter was 2, we were having a typical terrible 2 moment. She was throwing a bit of tantrum for about 5 to 10 minutes, and we couldn't get her under control. At some point, she had her suddenly stopped and started staring at the wall. She then started lightly giggling. It was weird. 1 second she was crying and screaming, and the next she is smiling and happy. Then she started to say "funny lady" over and over. When we asked her who she saw, and she pointed to the wall and again she, the funny lady. When we asked her to describe who she saw, she described my deceased grandmother. I mean, exactly described her. She had never met her, and I don't think I'd ever seen a picture. Not that a 2-year-old could remember a picture. I'm not much a believer in the paranormal, but I know for sure that my daughter got a chance to meet my mom, and that makes me happy. When I told this story to my parents, they didn't seem as shocked as I was. When I tried to get a response from them, they looked at me and said, "I guess you don't remember that you meet your deceased grandfather when you were 3. The same exact thing happened to you 30 years ago." This one is cool, but he was being mean because he said like 2-year-olds can remember pictures, but kids in general are really smart and they can remember a lot of things. This age is really important to you to raise well your child, because in this age they can absorb everything that I told to them. Before my dad, my stepmom married. She could oh before my dad and my stepmom married, she'd come over and the hangers in the front closet would rather not stop while she was there. The clothes would be all over the floor when she left. Taking the hangers out would not good. We emptied the clothes once and the door would shake violently when stepmom came over. This one is really strange. One large I was showering, door locked when I heard the blinds fall. I freaked me out, so I pulled back the shower curtain to investigate. I am thinking my brothers are trying to break in and play a prank on me or something, so I pulled the blinds up to look out the window. The window was completely fogged over the side, minus one large solitary was fogged over from the inside, means one large solitary handprint. I was scared as hell, finished my shower, and told my family members. We all compared the handprints to that one on of the window, and no one was that as big. Oh, that one's good. So this one, yeah, this one is the last. Whoa, this one is really good because if no one's in the house have the hand who match the print, that can be someone who drew the handprint and need to be a really good draw in the fog. But this is strange. This is really strange. At the same time, why the ghost would just put the hand is a really how I say that, really, I don't want to say hentai, but he was kind of bad ghost. You don't look to people naked. But some people say that if you have ghosts around us all the time, the ghost can see you naked and everything. Anyway, I hope you find this thing funny and chill and really nice to hear. I made in a soft spoken voice. I hope I don't get too loud because the environment here is kind of loud. But I hope you stay well, stay good, have a good time, sleep well, and I see you next time. So please subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, and I need some feedback. So if you can, please, if you're watching this, write something, and I see you later. Bye.